Jai Shri Ram. Learning about Sanatana Dharma. Rishikesha is another name of Krishna and Vishnu. According to Adi Shankaracharya's commentary on the Vishnu Sahasranama, Adi Shankaracharya wrote a commentary on Vishnu Sahasranama and he says this name has several meanings. One, it is the Lord of the senses. He is the Lord of the senses. We are the slaves of the senses. He is Rishikesha. He is the Lord of the senses. We are the slaves of the senses. Indriya Rama. He is Atma Rama. So let us become Atma Rama. Next meaning, he under whose control the senses exist. Okay. He controls the senses. And he whose hairs resemble the sun's and moon's rays. And give joy to the world. Krishna is the Atman. He is said to control the reins of the runaway senses in the form of horses. So that is Krishna. And third meaning, his hairs resemble the sun's and moon's rays and give joy to the world. Okay. Accidentally on purpose. It's an interesting idiom. Accidentally on purpose. It means you have done something intentionally, but you are pretending as if it happened by chance. Okay? Accidentally on purpose. Mahavakyas. According to Adi Shankara, a large number of Upanishadic statements reveal the identity of the Atman and the Brahman. In Advaita Vedanta tradition, there are 4 statements which are considered Mahavakyas. Tattvamasi, that thou art, that you are. Chandogya Upanishad. Chandogya Upanishad in Samaveda, Tattvamasi, you are that. That means all of us are infinite, we are a small part of God. So nobody is superior or inferior. Okay, Tattvamasi. Next, Aham Brahmasmi, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Aham Brahmasmi. Okay. And that means I am Brahman or I am divine. Prajnanam Brahma, Aitreya Upanishad, which means consciousness is the ultimate reality. The double slit experiment proves that. And I am Atma Brahma, the Atman is Brahman. The Atman is qualitatively the same as Krishna or Rama. We are qualitatively same but quantitatively very minute. If you take the tip of the human hair and make 100 parts of that tip, 100th part of the 100th part of the tip of a human hair is the size of the human Atma according to Parashara Rishi. So the Mahavakyas are Tattvamasi, Aham Brahmasmi, Prajnanam Brahma, Ayam Atma Brahma. Jai Shri Ram. Kula Mundo. Nice word to learn. Coolamundo. Kula Mundo. It's an adjective. Kulamundo, be Kulamundo. Awaken the giant within yourself. Take immediate control of everything in your life. And it's so good to be Kulamundo. So be cool, Kulamundo, I mean, Kulamundo is an adjective, so comparative is more Kulamundo, most Kulamundo. Are you the most Kulamundo guy in your group? I am the most Kulamundo because I don't do drugs. I am drugs. To alienate someone means to cause hostility and loss of friendliness. You're alienating aloofness, antagonistic. So to cause somebody to become hostile, estranged, to alienate a friend, alienating potential supporters by taking extreme positions. More bang for the buck. The American way of saying more value for money. More bang for the buck, more bounce to the ounce, more bounce to the ounce. More firepower for the money spent, better result than the effort put into something. A good deal. More bang for the buck, more bounce to the ounce. To belabor, attack verbally. To belabor, to beat soundly. And the most important meaning is To explain something to an extreme length and irritate, to explain something excessively, to belabor the obvious, needlessly belaboring the same point, to throw someone under the bus. To throw under the bus means to betray a partner or colleague or a close friend. Uh, some people, always look for someone to blame and throw under the bus for their own failings. Remember, betrayal never comes from the enemy. Betrayal always comes from the person you trust and close friends. Second chapter 58, Krishna says, withdraw your senses from the objects, just like a tortoise withdraws its limbs into the shell, and is established in divine wisdom. Well, I don't know whether the tortoises have divine wisdom, but we can. Yada samharte chayam kurmonganiva sarvashah indriyani indriyartebhyastasya prajna pratishtita. Fulfilling the desires fuels them further. Extinction strategy used by the tortoise is the key. Second chapter 59. Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehinah rasavarjam rasopyasya param društva nivartate. An aspirant, a bhakta, may restrain his senses from their objects of enjoyment, but the taste for the sense object remains. This taste ceases only when one has a darshan of Rama, one has a darshan of Krishna. Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehinaha rasavarjam rasopyasya param društva nivartate. Vinivartante, restrain. Niraharasya, practicing self-restraint. Vishaya, objects of the senses. Rasa varjam, cessation of the taste. Rasa varjam. Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehinah rasavarjam rasopyasya param društva nivartate. Unless we have a darshan of Krishna or Rama, this taste for the objects of the senses, that will remain. You may starve yourself, you may restrain yourself, which means the risk is always there. We can always fall. Therefore, whenever there is this temptation, pray to Rama, pray to Krishna and say, "Oh Krishna, please save me." Because our problem is, we can resist anything except temptation. Additionally, you see, when fasting, the desires become feeble. Desires are enfeebled by fasting. Just as, sickness robs us of the will to enjoy. If you are sick, you cannot enjoy anything. Forget food or whatever. But after normalcy is restored, the hankering starts. It actually rages. So, interestingly, what is the seed of this desire? It is the intrinsic nature of the Jivatma for the divine bliss of the friendship of Krishna, of whom it is a tiny fragment. So the seed of desire, this seed of desire is, it is the intrinsic nature of the Jivatma for the divine bliss of the company of Rama, of whom we are all tiny fragments. Raso vaisaha rasam hyevayam labdhva Anandi bhavati. Taittiriya Upanishad. Raso vaisaha. Krishna is joy personified. Rasam hyevayam labdhva anandi bhavati. Once you have a darshan of Krishna, then you will live in eternal bliss. Till such time, it is an asidhara vratam. You are walking on the edge of the blade. Be careful. Indriyanam hi charatam yanmano nuvidhiyate tadasya harati prajnam vayurnavami vambhasi. 267. Krishna says, just as a strong wind can sweep a boat off the charted course on the water, even one of the senses on which the mind is addicted or focused, it can lead your buddhi completely astray. You see, deer love music, and a hunter plays soft music to catch deer. So the deer has a weakness for sweet music. The fish has a weakness for food, so they get caught. The moth has a weakness for light. It will fall into the deepam or the candle and die. The elephant has a weakness for sex, So the moment it sees the female elephant, it wants to touch and have a contact, and that is how it gets caught. The elephant hunters, they make a pitfall. They cover the pit, and the female elephant is kept on the other side. This male elephant will rush, fall in the pit, and got caught. The bee, the honey bee, loves fragrance. It has a weakness for smell, olfactory weakness. So it goes to the flower, and sometimes it gets trapped inside the flower. And it might think, okay, tomorrow morning when it will open, I'll get out. But in the meanwhile, some elephant or something will pluck that lotus flower and eat it. So the bee gets digested along with the lotus flower. So this is how the bee. And one sense leads to death. We humans have 5 senses, and in fact more senses, and we are slaves to all of them. So how risky life is, isn't it? So be careful. Indriyanam hi charatam yanmano nuvidhiyate tadasya harati prajnam vayurnavami vambhase. Krishna is warning you. So this is enough for a small pravachan today. Jai Shri Ram.